Adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives da adverbs duk cikansu ana amfani da su ne domin a siffanta wani abu. Wannan abun ko aiki ne ko suna. Shi adjective yana siffanta suna ne a Turanci, wato kamar ga wani suna da aka yi amfani da shi kana so ka siffanta, ko ga wasu abubuwa da yawa kana so ka siffanta don a gane wanne a ciki kake nufi, sai ka yi amfani da kalmar adjective ko kuma wata kalma da za ta iya zama adjective. Sannan kuma adverb shi ana aiki da shi ne domin a nuna yadda aiki ya kasance, inda aiki ya kasance, da kuma lokaci da aiki ya kasance. Shi ne ake ce yana amsa abin da ake ce ma WHO. Yana amsa WH questions. Yana amsa WH questions. What is adjective? Menene adjective ɗin nan ne? Shi ne muka yi bayanin shi. Idan muna so mu fahimta, let us consider these examples. Ga wani examples nan, ga wasu gwaigwai guda biyu a nan sun sa cake a gabansu kusan guda 3. Ɗaya ta ce ma ɗaya, I'm in love with this pink cupcake. Ɗayan ta ba ta amsa da cewa somehow I'm not surprised. Now, pink a nan wurin ya zamo shi ne adjective ɗin, saboda shi ne ya nuna, ya bayyana wani cupcake take nufi a nan wurin. Inda a ce an samu wanda yake da girma ko wani ya fi su girma ne, to da ba mamaki zai zamo cewa za a ce the large cupcake ko kuma a ce the larger cupcake. So, pink is an adjective. If, for instance, there are a lot of cupcakes on the table. Now, what is an adverb? Adverb ɗin nan kar mu manta mun riga mun yi bayanin shi, yana nuna aiki ne da yadda aiki ya gudana. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. Just like adjectives, adverbs are used to add detail to a sentence. Kamar adjective shi ma ana amfani da adverb ne domin a ƙara bayani ko a ƙara sharhi a kan sentence. More specifically, adverbs tell us how, when, or where something happened. Shi ne bayanin da muka yi. The man stared deeply into her eyes. The man stared deeply into her eyes. Now, the word deeply is our adverb. Why? Because it describes how that action has been done. Now, let's move further. You see, looking at this picture, let us consider this picture so carefully. Let us consider it so carefully and read the sentence beneath the picture, the image. The man stared deeply into her eyes. Now, let us focus. Let us give special attention to the word deeply. The word deeply there tells us how the action has been done. He stared into her eyes. How? So deeply. Now, the word deeply is our adverbs because it tells us more on how that action has been done. Now, let us move forward to see how they are used in sentences, for instance. Using adjectives and adverbs. Using adjectives and adverbs. You know, adjectives and adverbs are both words that describe something. Already mun riga mun yi bayanin wannan. Adverbs da adjectives wasu kalmomi ne da suke describing ɗin wani abu, ko dai aiki ko suna. But for many people, these words are so easy to mix up. Amma ga mutane da dama, wannan kalmomin cikin sauƙi suna hargitsewa. Sai ka rasa wanne ne wannan, wanne ne wannan. Thankfully, there are some rules that will help you to know which is and which and when to use them. A nan za mu koya muku daidai gwargwado yadda za ku yi amfani da su ba tare da sun rikita ku ba. Yaushe ake amfani da wannan, ina ne ya kamata a sa wannan, ina ya kamata a sa wancan. Look at the context. If you are not sure whether to use an adverb or an adjective, try to figure out what you are describing. In baka tabbatar da menene kake so, ko ya dace ka yi amfani da adjective ko bai dace ba, ka yi ƙoƙari ka figuring out abin da kake ƙoƙari ka yi describing. Shin action ne ko suna? Idan kana describing ɗin suna ne, to you are to use an adjective. In kana describing ɗin action ne, you are to use adverbs. Wato duk yanda za ka zo ka yi bayani akan what kind, how things, which thing you are talking about. These are the questions. Adverbs, on the other hand, are used to describe verbs. Wannan mun riga mun yi bayani, which means they can explain how something happened, when something happened, or where something happened. Now look at the ending. You might have already noticed that many verbs end with the letters ly. That is the morphemes, the ly there. If you see a word that ends in ly, there is a good chance it is an adverb. In ka ga wani kalma da ya ƙare da ly, to a mafi yawan lokaci wannan kalma ɗin zai iya zama adverb. Wannan alama ne da zai sa ka gane su da kyau. There is a good chance, not an adjective, wanda zai zama ba adjective ba kenan. Can you use these rules now to tell us what is wrong with this sentence? Look at the picture and look at the sentence beneath it. What is wrong with this sentence? He drove quick. Now think deeply to answer it. Because it doesn't have ly ending, you might have guessed that quick is an adjective. However, this sentence is incorrect because an adjective can't be used to describe a verb. Drove, kalman ai verb ne, therefore bai kamata ka yi amfani da adjective ba, tunda wannan adjective ne ba adverb ba. In ka ce quick, adjective ne ba adverb ba, saboda haka zai zama kuskure babba ka ce he drove quick, zai zama mistake ne a nan. Abin da ya fi dacewa shine he drove quickly, wanda shi zai nuna cewa ka yi amfani da adverb, ka yi describing action ne, tunda drove past tense ne na drive, ko kuma shine action ɗin da ake ƙarin bayani akan shi. Therefore, tunda kana describing ɗin action ne ba noun ba pronoun ba, therefore dole in ka yi amfani da adverb ba adjective ba. Look at the placement. Here is an easy way to know where to put an adjective in a sentence. It will usually appear just before the noun in its describing. By contrast, an adverb will usually appear right after the verb it's describing. A mafi yawan lokuta shi adverb yana zuwa ne a bayan verb ɗin da yake describing. Wannan hanya ne mafi sauƙi da za mu iya fahimtar wannan. Let us look at this word green. Green is an adjective. I like green shrubs the most. I always eat ravenously. I always eat ravenously. Ravenously is an adverb. Green is an adjective. I hope we understand. So green shrubs, I always eat ravenously. Unfortunately, placement doesn't always tell you if something is an adverb or an adjective. Gaskiya ba lallai ne ya zamo cewa kowane lokaci inda kalma take zaune a cikin sentence shi zai sa ka gane cewa ko adverb ne wannan ko kuma adjective ba shi ba ne. For example, is sassy an adjective or an adverb in the image below? Duk da akwai kalmar sassy a wannan image ɗin, inda aka yi amfani da shi a sentence, kuma ya zo a bayan verb ne, bayan linking verb ne, amma kuma za mu ga cewa ko da yake ba mu ce masa linking verb ba, bayan verb to za mu ga cewa shi adjective ne kuma ba adverb ba. Let us look at it. Alaka vanished already. That magician sure is sassy. The word sassy here, is it an adverb or an adjective? Kalman sassy, let us consider this word sassy. Is it an adverb or an adjective? If we consider it to be an adverb, then we are wrong, because definitely it is an adjective that describes the musician, not the action here. You see? And kuma duk da an ce maka placement, ba lallai ne inda kalman yake a sentence din shi zai gaya ma, dan kaga kalma ya zo bayan adverb sai ka ce bayan verb sai ka ce adverb ne ba. Wani lokaci adjective din ma zai iya zuwa bayan verb. Shine abin da ake kokari a ce maka. Even though it is not right, even though it's right next to a verb. This is what I have just explained, and I don't need to take too much of the time. Sassy is an adjective because it describes the magician, and while adjectives are usually close to the words they describe, adverbs can move around more freely in a sentence. For example, you might see an adverb at the beginning of a sentence. For instance now, where will I go? What am I to do? Frankly, my dear, I don't have a clue. Frankly is an adverb, and it appears in the beginning of the sentence, as we can just see. That's it. Hopefully it will end. Hopefully it will all work out. Hopefully it will all work out. The word hopefully here is an adverb, and it appears in the beginning of the sentence. So don't mind the placement. Try to understand, try to identify the adverbs. Use the techniques you just learned and see if you can pick out the adjectives and adverbs. Suddenly, the girls realized that they made their cakes too smart. Adverb, even though this word comes from the verb it describes, it still tells us how they are. Adverbs, even though this word comes from the verb it describes, it still tells us how they made their cakes. The ly ending is another clue that this is an adverb. Now, common verbs and adjectives. Real, really. Let, lately. Hard, hardly. Bad, badly. Must, mustly. Easy, easily. Quick, quickly. Slow, slowly. Clear, clearly. Hopeful, hopefully. Good, well. Adjectives that end in ly. There are some adjectives that do actually end in ly, as you can see in the examples below. What a lovely sweater. Ha, that's a likely story. He's quite a silly man. That was a lively party. Her mistake proved rather costly. Adverbs that don't end in ly. Likewise, there are also adverbs that don't end in ly, as you can see in the example below. I was very excited to see him. She played well. Come here often. I think you acted too fast. Sometimes things just don't work out. You can also place an adverb between the words to and a verb. This is called a split infinitive. In the past, this was considered a serious grammatical error, but it's commonly used and accepted today. Today, I swear to bravely do what no man has done before. Wreck my entire yard. Thank you very much, and see you on the next video.